So right here, this should be number 14. And maybe at this point I could summarize, let's say, everything that was said. But what I'm really looking for is that I could have a shaykhus to Klal Yisrael. Another thing that Hashem told me about what I was saying about Savsa just before, and about the Shmaya B'Koilai, and what he does has a shaykhus to us, and that the emunah, that's how it works. So Lamaisa, so if it works that Hashem Tzili, that he's my shadow, so if Hashem does a certain avodah, let's say Shteit Mikveh Yisrael Hashem, right? I'm telling you, there's so many chazal, and don't think that it's going for a wrong way. No, this is the heart of Yiddishkeit. This is the essence of what it's all about. And so ma hamikva mitahar hatimayim HaKodesh Baruch Hu mitahar Yisrael. So how does that work? So it's interesting because I had a dream that in my dream I was in the mikveh. I don't know, it's supposed to mean something good. A few weeks ago I had that dream, and then it happens to be I went to a pool. I was able to be poyal in the Shem Yeshua, and it was poyal a lot of things. It was helpful. But so if the things that Hashem does is has a she'ifa for us, of course, also, so then you take a look, and it says, one of the things that it's written is that when Yeshua, if you look at Yeshayahu, I think it's Nun Gimel, where it talks about, he bore our transgressions, and he carried our infirmities, and the chastisement of our peace, Musa Shleimenu Olav, and so, and that's referring to Yeshua. So you could see that, well, if he did that, then the switch happened. So, and the switch takes effect by emunah. And you might say, well, okay, wait, if Moshiach did that, so why aren't all the psukim mekuyim? Because they're still going through a galus, we're still going through a cleansing, but still the emunah now, it helps us a lot, because we could come to a tikkun so quickly, so easily. We could come to a tikkun by having emunah in Yeshua and what he did. So now, just like when he rested on Shabbos, so we're able to rest and have a shalom in Hashem Yisbarach, and to have emunah in him, that he's Einod Novadai, and to come to such a high madrega in just complete emunah, mamish. Everything is him. Everything is him. Tel Eretz Al Blima, every single step, everything is him. And then, so the same thing with the avodah that Yeshua did, what we're asked to do, the avodah of Moshiach, was that he did the avodah. It says, I had a hard time reading it a lot, even up to a short while ago, actually. It says that he was like a lamb, and he took our place, and so by him, by his blood, my sins are forgiven. I had no concept. I'm like, wait a minute, so why do I have, Shteit Hashem is, mechisicha av p'she'echa v'cha'an, chatasecha lo yeskar. Hashem forgives sins. Well, I didn't need Yeshua to make, but the word is that there's a whole chalipin that goes on, and it happens by emunah. So it's vayter emunah. It was an assign of emunah from the beginning. Why Hashem created, even in the second pasuk, it alludes to to the four galuyos that were going to happen, because the tikkun is going to happen through the galus, and I understand that. And so Moshiach came, and to help us with the tikkun, now when we have emunah in what he did, so mamela, when he died, I died with him. That's what it says, right? The Talmud of Rabbi Gamliel writes that, Shimon writes that, Yechanan writes that, and so on. All these Talmidim, what they wrote. So this is what they say. So that we're buried with him in his death, right? And we're risen with him in his resurrection. So I think I may have spoken a little bit about that earlier in one of the earlier segments. And it's amazing that it works by emunah. And so, in other words, what he did has a hashpah on me also. So it's pashut. It's so pashut. What he did has a hashpah on me. And if I have emunah in what he did, so that hashpah works in me. So the thing is to be mamin in what he did. And so Mamela, if I'm dead with him, so then I'm a dead person, and there's certain halockos about a dead person that you understand. I think you understand. There's halockos about a dead person. And then what about a person who already has techiyas hamaysim? Now, of course, techiyas hamaysim is going to happen because my guf still has to catch up. My body still has to catch up, but my neshama is already caught up. My neshama is already there. Be'emunah, I'm there. So if I'm there be'emunah, and the only thing is that I'm walking around in my guf, and my guf is still in the olam. But be'emunah, in my heart, in my mind, and everything that I believe in always, is that I was already ransomed, already taken, because I went through what he went through, and what he went through in my place. So you might say, well, he didn't have to, and because there's still more to learn. I know that Hashem's going to open up so much more, but this is some of the things that I know that people who learned in the Sivas Shalom, and people who learned, because I didn't learn the Sivas Shalom, and people who learned, certain other Sfarim that have, that see things. You could see a lot of parallels and correlation, and it really helped me to understand. Of course, I trust that Hashem's going to teach me, and He does. He has just such amazing rachmanis, such amazing chesed that He teaches me. Even what He taught me already, I'm completely content, completely fulfilled, completely happy with what He's done, and He had more. I mean, katanti mikol chasodim that He's done with me. But Baruch Hashem, and so He showed me that, and what I did was I spoke to Him about it in tefillah, and I declared it and I proclaimed it, and I said, well, okay, I was buried with you by tefillah, so when I was toivel into your death, just like you go under, it's like you're dying, it's like you're going into another world, and when you come up, you're rising up again. So it's a similar thing, and that's the tefillah, and it's so anyway. So I learned so much, and I have such a geschmack out of it, and it really helped me to understand that it works both ways, and that what he did is poyal, and it's poyal Yeshua's for me. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I think it's fast, and I hope that there's a lot more about this to talk about. And that's pshat in Toras Khayim, and that's pshat in Shavuos, because an experience that I had with Hashem, let's say when I said that he came upon me, the Shekhinah came down on me by Shiras V'Sishbachas and praise and worship, that time when he spoke to me about the Yidden a few months ago, and just 2 Shabbosim ago when I saw him in the Ruakh HaKodesh. I saw him, and he was awesome. He was glowing, and he taught me a lot of things. And so to me, these things are Toras Khayim. What do I mean? Because a lot of times you could learn things, and it kind of, you hear them, but it's not fulfilled in you. It's not alive. It's not, and even psukim and even gemaras, mamar chazal, and just things of its iris. But things of its iris, when it comes to shaking, when it comes to Nisayan, bemunascha ba'leilas, and it comes a time of Hester Panim, it could be that all these things. It's how could you remember all these things? It could be you could. I'm not. But what you always know for sure, and what can't be taken away, even in the biggest Nisayan, is for sure when Hashem told you something clearly, that remains with you always. That's established. So that's Toras Khayim, and that's what's Torah khadosho mitahar, and that's when He says, "I'll write my Torah on your heart." As it says that right in Yirmiyah someplace. I'll write it on your heart. That's when you have these experiences by the Ruakh HaKodesh. These experiences are what remains and gives